resellers. Welcome to episode number 234 of eBay the Right Way. Today's date is September 10th, 2025. My guest is JD in North Carolina. No announcements this week, so we will jump right in.
Welcome back, listeners. I have JD with us in this episode. And how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much for asking.
And tell us where you're located.
Yes, so I'm northeast of Raleigh. So it's like 45 minutes up there. Northeast of Raleigh.
Oh, Raleigh. Okay.
Yes, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm in the near my town is like super near Rollsville. So yeah, that's where I am. North Carolina. Another North Carolina guest.
Yes, we have several. So yeah, I'm in South Carolina. So we're kind of neighbors.
True.
Okay. And you have a regular full-time job, correct?
Yes. So I'm a phone nurse. So I'm a nurse educator by full-time career, and this is my part-time job.
Okay.
Doing reselling.
So you teach, or do you teach at a university or in a hospital?
Usually on the phone. I'm a telephonic nurse. Yeah.
Okay.
I teach patients, any questions they may have regarding their status with the medication, how to take it, all of those process. Yeah.
Oh, great.
I like
okay.
it.
Yeah, we as patients like nurses like you.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate you guys too.
Yes, your work is definitely needed. So good. And is it just you in the household, or do you have family?
Yes, I have two children. One is an adult and one is almost in high school. My husband, and I have a 90-pound golden doodle who likes to sit with me all the time when I'm at home. Yeah.
Okay. So you got a full house there. Good.
Right.
All right. Now let's go back to how you got started selling on eBay and when that happened.
Well, I've always been thrifty.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't officially start until still a baby. I was watching a lot of Instagram after work because I finish usually work at night, and just to relax, I just watch a lot of, the usual, spend time doing nothing on social media.
Right. Scrolling through. Yep.
Exactly. And then I actually saw a post, and I saw her multiple times. It's a nurse that quit nursing to become a full-time reseller. So
is that Kat, the nurse flipper?
No, well, I watch her too, but her name is.
You can say who it is if you want to. It's fine.
Laura.
Okay.
Yes, she's the Wild and Almost Free. I think that's her. Yeah, I like that. I like what she's saying, which is the truth. For me, I love nursing, so I don't really want to leave it. But at the same time, I spend a lot of times just going to Amazon or to eBay or to Target online, and then, and I'm thinking to myself, why do I do that? Why do I just sell my stuff that I have enough and, make money for it? And,
because the treasure hunting is the fun part.
Exactly.
Whether it's in person or online.
Right. So I figured, let me do that. So I made up my mind. I'm a planner, you see. So what I do is I started putting things together. I started having a binder, which I am like that. I put a binder on. Small business classes. I attended classes about eBay, about Amazon, and all of these. And after months, I figured, maybe I could do this because I'm a lifelong learner. I love to learn new things. I figured, you know what? I've did my research. Let me do this.
That's a year ago, March.
Oh, really? Okay. So you haven't been at this very long.
Oh, I'm a baby, I told you.
Okay. So are you still selling your own things, or are you buying things to resell?
Too much things.
Okay, so let's talk about some things that you have resold that either you just already had or that you purchased to sell.
Well, see, Once that I sold my own are shoes of my children, right? 'Cause my older child loves sneakers, so he gave me some of his and he said, "Here, mom, I'm not using it." And then my younger one, who's in middle school, going to high school very soon, he also has a lot of sneakers. But that's essentially where I started. All the other ones, I just jumped and started buying stuff. But I did my research, of course, that 1 month of research to get ready, a month or two to get ready with things. I took all of those informations, the BOLOs, made a list, kept looking and started buying. But of course, I made a lot of mistakes on my first few times of buys. Actually, I'm still making a lot of mistakes now.
So am I, and I've been doing it since 2003. So you're gonna make mistakes. Yeah.
You have a lot of funny shares and funny and a lot of good sales that I had, but also there's a lot of heartbreaking stuff that I'm like, I'm just selling it. I can't be bothered keeping it. So my highest sale so far since I started is for this blanket. It's is how you call it, a jacquard type of blanket.
Right. The print on it.
Right. So I got it at an estate sale, and I think this was one of my first few estate sales last year. It was so big, and honestly, it was old and yellowy. I washed it multiple times. It looks like a tapestry, but
Mhm.
I didn't sell it straight away because one, I don't know how to take a photo of it. Two, there's a lot of yellow stains that I found in it, even though I tried to, obviously clean it and all. Anyway, finally, after 4 or 5 months of it being in my money pile, I decided to open it up. And lo and behold, I saw there's a C1858 on it. So it was an antique one.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I took a photo of it. I Google lensed it, and I saw something similar that sold for like $420. I'm like, whoa, big money. And
Yes.
$25. So I researched more about it. I decided to auction it because, I've heard a lot of folks to say, if you don't know and there's no comps at present, just to auction it. And I did, but it put a reserve of $350.
Okay.
The highest previous sold one was $450. So when I put it on auction, the highest bid I had was $162. So I ended that, and I just relisted it for $375. I figured let's go for $375. There was a buyer that was, because it looks like the Capitol building.
Okay.
Capitol building, yeah, in Washington D.C. So there was a question mark about my post in there. I wanted to show you because it's very interesting. Anyway, so what happened there was back and forth. We settled to $350, and that was my first big sale. And actually, that's still my highest big sale ever at this time.
Well, see, that's proof that you can be new and still have big sales. You just never know what you're going to find out there.
Well, yeah, because I was thinking, oh, this is going to be exciting because I know I hear you sometimes. You look, what's it look like?
Right. Yes.
I figured, I wanted to show it to her. Maybe I'll share it on the Zoom call. Well, Zoom is not zooming right now.
We're in the non-Zoom zone. Yes. Okay. So you found that at an estate sale. Do you remember what you paid for it?
$25.
Okay.
$20 because the guy just asked me. It's the last day of the estate sale, and I was just looking around. It was next to the cashier and the owner of the estate sale, and I asked him, "How much are you asking for this?" And he's like, "And how much are you going to pay me?" I said, 15. He said, "How about higher than that?" But okay, I can go 20. He said, "How about we go 25?" I said, "That sounds fair. Okay, let's do this." So yeah, we did $25 for that. But it's huge and it's heavy. So that's another thing. That's why it took me 6 months
Yes. And so did you like wash it in OxyClean, or how did you, was it too big for your washing machine?
Oh no, it was heavy, but I have a heavy duty washing machine.
Okay.
But I sprayed it with OxyClean, especially those yellow stuff that I didn't realize that at that when I was washing it that it's been that old and maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. But it actually covered my whole 6-seater dining table because
Oh.
that's how I hang it to, because I didn't want to put it outside. So I just to dry it, it's just there, but it's humongous. But yeah, so that was my first one, and then so I started in end of March, first week of April, stuff around that time.
Of
Around
2025 or 24?
24.
Okay, so you've been doing it just about a year and a half.
Right.
Okay.
And then in around June of last year, so that's April, May, June, 2 months in, I saw a post on Facebook about Starbucks cups, mugs. Anybody interested? So I figured, remember how I told you I do my research and BOLOs and all of that. So I figured, oh, Starbucks mugs. I know those are expensive. Mind you, I don't drink Starbucks because I think it's expensive.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
It's too expensive, and it's not consistent. Like, you figure out a drink you like, and it just depends on who's baking it. It doesn't taste the same, like exactly the same every time. Yeah.
Number money, I can't really, I can't. No, I'm like, I'm not gonna pay that. I'll make my own.
I know. I can make my own for 3 cents a cup at home.
Starbucks cup for sale on Facebook, and it's just like 10 minutes away from me. So I figured, okay, let me go and look it up after I've done my yard sale, because it was a Saturday morning. So I went in there, and oh my gosh, Suzanne, you won't believe it. It's like lines and lines and lines of Starbucks. And the lady and the kids told me that apparently the lady's father-in-law likes to travel and collects all of these Starbucks mugs from different countries that he's been in. And it's the kids' money. So whatever money they make out of the sales of all of these Starbucks mugs, it's the kids' money. So I was actually wheeling and dealing with the kids. It's a high schooler.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay. So I will ask, how much are these? How much are you asking for that? Long and story short, it came back the following Sunday. So that was Saturday. It came back following Sunday because they had to close at 2. They have stuff to do. And bought more. Essentially, I bought like 100+ mugs. This is my second month. So I was thinking, if the opportunity is there, grab it.
Yes.
So I went back, bought $600 worth of Starbucks mugs from all over the world, different types, the embossed ones, the relief ones, the You Are Here ones. The reason why I thought that it would sell was a month. When I first started in April, there was a neighborhood yard sale in my neighborhood, and I bought a Starbucks mug that is from the Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I bought it for $10 at this house, and it came in the box. But I looked it up when I came home, and I was excited because it was selling for $100.
Ooh.
Right. So I'm like, ooh, if I could do that, multiply this many Starbucks mugs, I'll make money. Well, here's the thing.
Here we go. Here's the advice from the beginner.
I was so overwhelmed, and I'm not joking, because I was so overwhelmed with the amount of Starbucks mugs I have that I don't know how to arrange it. So I bought all of those, under bed.
Yes.
Yes, and then I cut cartons to separate them so they don't ding each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I'm done with putting all in together, I put it on the side and didn't open it because I was just tired of it. I was like, it's too much. Overwhelmed, overwhelmed. I didn't look it up again until almost October, November, Thanksgiving time. And I started posting it. And as soon as I started posting it, I realized some Starbucks mugs don't really sell for crap.
Right.
Some other special ones And these, I don't know if you want to look it up. It's the Relief 3D.
Okay.
It's like embossed, and it's big name type of cities like St. Petersburg, Moscow, London, Paris, but it's Relief. So it's 3D. So essentially, I started selling those first because when I pumped it, it was the one that is higher than the rest.
Okay.
You want to hear how much I sold one?
Of course. Yes.
Yeah. So for the St. Petersburg one, from 2013, I sold it for $200. Just one cup.
Okay. Well, you made a third of your money back then.
Exactly. And then same person bought it because these ones I put it high up because I know there's nothing in the market, and I'm the only one that has it. People that wants it would have to, because I always put on my best offer, would either offer or they just buy straight away. But the same guy that bought the St. Petersburg bought the Moscow same Relief 3D mug for $100. So that's $300 for one person.
Okay, excellent. Very good.
Right. And then I started the rest. I would have folks buying 3 worth $50, $60, $70 cups each. So essentially at this point, I'm way on my what's the word for it? I already made my money out of it.
Right. Okay. And don't feel bad that you bought so many, because that really is the mother load of Starbucks cups. And I'll tell you a little story real quick. This week I was bidding on some finished cross stitch pieces on an online auction. And there were 5 different lots with 50 pieces, and they weren't framed. They were just the fabric, the cloth with the cross stitch on them. And some had 2 things, like you could cut it apart. And they were very intricate designs, like the Charleston row houses and, like butterflies in nature and samplers. And like, it took a lot of work to make all these. And I was like, oh, that'd be perfect. Because that'd be so easy to photograph, so easy to ship. They sell, that's like right up my alley of what I sell. And so I'm like, what would I pay? And I was like, well, okay, I'm not going to go higher than $10 a piece. Some will sell for 80 to 100, and some won't be worth anything, but they're limited on how many pictures they can put up on this auction site. So I couldn't see every single thing that was in there.
Right.
Well, I started bidding and I got outbid on every single one. Some of them went up to $700.
Oh,
and
wow.
I thought, okay, who am I bidding against here? What are they going to do with this? But that was kind of outside my comfort zone to pay so much for something. But you get in these situations where you see opportunity and you have to draw a boundary line of how much you're going to pay. Because, what if I had kept bidding? Would I have driven the bids up even higher? What is that person's maximum bid? You don't know. Finding that on, you said Facebook Marketplace?
Right. Yes. And it's just 10 minutes away.
Yeah. And you walk in and, that's the excitement of this business. It's what you don't know. When you go into a thrift store, you go into an estate sale, and you didn't realize that there were going to be so many mugs. Is that right?
It was overwhelming.
Yeah. So, that's the excitement where the dopamine kicks in. It's like, you don't know what you're going to find. And especially going to somebody's house, you might see something else that they don't know is valuable, or they'll be like, oh, would you be interested in this? Since you're here, what about this? And that's where you can find those really great items, because they've been in somebody's house. They've probably been taken care of or on a shelf or whatever for years. That's why these people do the private picks, is like, because you just don't know what's going to be in there. So
you have to do, because I was interested in those private picks and all that, and how everybody kept on saying, well, you should really have a business card. But that's one of my to-dos, is to have a business card done for me so I can, give it to folks. But at the same time, I really don't look forward to getting a lot of unnecessary calls,
Yeah.
or
Well, I mean, you can always, just have them text you. And if they call, then it's a number you don't know. You just don't answer it. But I mean, that so many sellers are doing that now.
Yes.
Or going to a garage sale and saying, well, hey, if you got other stuff, here's my card, let me know, I'll come back and take a look. Or they'll be like, oh, I'll just go in and get it right now. So it is, you have to draw that line between protecting your personal space and not wanting all these invasive calls. But you don't know until you try it. So maybe go ahead and get some cards made and try it. And if you're bothered too much, then okay, maybe don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I like that. I will do that, one of these days, because I would like to have that, the pics. Your other guests that I've heard are like so surprised they get pics. Are they not afraid to go inside somebody's house? What if, it's scary? What if I'm just one of those that are,
Well, I guess you could bring somebody with you. I don't know. That's the key though, is getting in their house so that you can see everything. The Find My Friends app, where somebody can see where you are.
Oh, that's true.
Like with your husband or somebody. Hey, I'm going to check out this person's stuff, and they can see where you are. Yeah, I love that app because I have it on my daughter, and she's in another city now, and I don't really look at it very much. But if I want to call and talk to her, I'm like, well, let me see where she is. Is she home? Is she out? I won't bug her if she's out.
No, you're right. I should do that. But yeah, actually, my husband is slowly getting used to it, because first time I started, he was not very keen on all of these, because in his mind, who would buy that? I mean, why would you spend money? And I'm like, listen, I'm buying this shirt for $5. Where can you find it for $5 these days? And it's hardly used, right?
Mhm.
So I had to do that defensive stance with him for quite a while there. Even when I bought this Starbucks haul, we call it the hole, the big hole. And we had to put it all in the back of my Honda Pilot, and he was just shaking his head the whole time, like, what did you do?
My wife has gone off the deep end. Oh, what's happening here?
I'm serious to this. And I'm like, listen, it's once in a lifetime. You don't need to see it all the time. And I have to do that, explanation with him all the time whenever I come home with big bags of IKEA bags, those blue bags.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But now he's so used to it. And when I come home, when I tell him, I just sold a St. Petersburg Starbucks mug for $200. He said, no, seriously? I said, yeah. Oh, and I sold one London for 200. Oh, I got this one for 100. It's like, you made up your money already. I said, yeah, and it's still more. And he's like, now he doesn't question me anymore.
There you go. There you go.
Leave her be, because my son is the one that always questions. In his mind, and I cannot understand, in his mind, he's one of those not really all for people that buy stuff from the thrift store to resell, because it's meant for poor people and all of that. So that's my son, and he's my number one kind of like
critic.
What's the word to use? Critic.
Yeah, we all have that number one critic. Yep.
Yeah, and I keep on reminding him that, listen, when I find a jersey on this thrift shops or on this yard sales that I go to, this garage sales, and I give it to you, I don't hear you complaining. When I find this Nike shoes, like a couple of months back, I got like 6, 7, 8 pairs of Nikes, and these are hardly used Nikes. So he got 2 and my husband got 3 out of all of those. I'm like, you don't complain. So I understand that, yes, that's the idea for the thrift shop, but it's, to help, but it's a program. It doesn't mean that that everybody's gonna buy from the thrift shop straight away. Plus, it's a job. It's a side hustle, side monies. What's your problem? Now he's getting
what's your problem? I love it.
my son is very vocal, and I think of him as me, but man.
Yeah.
tells what's on his mind, and I'm like, listen to me, young man. At the end of the day, this is my decision and it's my money. So
yeah, and it's like you have to find people who get it, because I'll talk to people, my siblings and friends throughout the day, and some days I'm just selling stuff like crazy and I'm in a great mood. That is my dopamine, is getting a sale. I don't care if it's $5 sale. I got a sale. And they'll be like, oh, this is a great day on eBay. You're in a great mood. And I'm like, yep, it was. And then other times nothing's happening for 2 days, and they'll be like, what's the matter? Is eBay slow? You sound kind of depressed. Like, yeah, it'll pick back up. But I think I've said this before. My mom lived with me back when I first started eBay. She had some surgeries and needed some helps, and I had a spare room. So we moved her in with me, and she brought all her stuff, her lifelong stuff. So I started selling her stuff to go ahead and downsize before I had to do it later in life. And, I would go thrifting and come back and be all excited, like, oh, I found this Bobby Jones sweater, and I found this, Ralph Lauren blazer with the crest on it, and just all the things that were so high dollar back then. She had no idea what I was talking about. She was just, oh, honey, that's wonderful. I'm so glad you're happy. Like, I find some people in my tribe here that understand the excitement of finding these things in the thrift store, because you find it and you're like, oh, you know what it can sell for, and you put it in your cart like under something else so that nobody can see it.
Exactly. No, my husband understands that now. He's on board with it. In fact, we were supposed to go on a family vacation a couple of weeks ago, but I couldn't really plan ahead for it. So I asked him, are we going to go out? And he said, well, I have a plan. What do you think? I said, okay, so tell me the plan. So his idea was, let's go out of state. So from North Carolina, we drive to Pennsylvania, because I mentioned to him Lancaster County before.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, I've never been to, an Amish County. I wanted to go, and I heard there's good auction and antique houses and all of that.
Oh, yes.
So we decided to go to Pennsylvania, and this is for our summer vacation. And apparently it ended up just me and my husband going to Pennsylvania without the kids. They stayed in the home because, one is an adult and one is almost there. So we spent 5 days going around Pennsylvania. We also went to Tennessee. Where else? We had like 3 states that we drove. It wasn't a lot that I found I have to stay, but it was a good deal. And I realized that my husband is now on board with this and just very much out there to help me. So I'm like, oh, my boy suggested that we go, we go yard sale, garage sales, and estate sales. Oh, and this is his first, well, not really first, but where he really would spend time with me in estate sales. And he's like, wow. And he got himself a Microsoft.
Okay.
He got him, and it was like a pet project. Like, he got himself a Microsoft and sold it in Facebook Marketplace. And I thought, just because I'm thinking if he gets interested on it, maybe he'll get on board more. Maybe he'll go with me more. Or he'll like it. He's not that interested in it right now, but he's getting there, especially when I tell him stories of out of the blue sales that I had that you don't expect. Are you familiar with this? One of the things that I was telling him, he wasn't. It's like, really? Are you familiar with shearing tool?
No. What's that?
So it's a lamb wool cutter. So
to get the wool off of the sheep. Okay. No, I didn't. I'm sure they have special tools, but I don't know anything about them.
Yes, here's a funny thing. I went to an estate sale one Sunday and I saw this big, it looks like a large beard cutter.
Okay.
For men, but it's super large. It's like 13 inches long.
Okay.
And hefty. So I looked it up and I saw it's called shearing, and there's pictures of lambs in it. So I figured, oh, it's to cut the lamb's wool. So I looked it up, and it was heavy. I decided to Google Lens it, and I realized it was selling. It sells for hundreds of dollars.
Okay.
So
Well, yeah, it's
I
very, very specialized. I'm looking them
Yeah.
up here. There's like sheep shears. They're like great big scissors. Is that what
right.
or is yours like an electric one?
It's an electric one.
Okay, yeah. So it's just like what you would use at at the barber shop to get a buzz cut, you know.
Exactly, but it's a lot humongous. It's humongous.
It's really big.
So,
Okay, okay.
yeah, I got it for $15 in this estate sale because it's the last day. And I sold it for $135.
Oh, yeah.
Very
So,
good.
Yeah, I was telling my husband about it. Did you because he's from Scotland, and I have a sister-in-law in Scotland that takes care of lambs. She's a air traffic controller, but she has a farm. So she has lambs, she has pigs, and I was like, I'm sure Carrie has one of these. So, and then we were chatting, and then when it finally sold, it's like, wow, I didn't know it would sell that amount. I said, I know I didn't, me too, but hey, so I think he's like at that point now where, well, my wife knows what she's doing, so I'll let her be.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, you've almost got him over to the dark side. Keep working
Right.
on him. Yeah, keep working on him.
Yeah, and so anyway, yeah, but I also have, well, not saying that I always have big sales because I really don't. I do have those small sales that, sometimes I'll just take $10, $12 just to have it moving
Mm-hmm.
in my mind. And every time I go downstairs, because my office, because I work from home, right? So my office and my storage area are in the same third floor. So every time I go downstairs and to drop off, to get ready with the stuff that I need to drop off at the post office, my husband said, "Oh, another sale?" I said, "Yes." It's not a lot, but I always tell my husband, and I always tell it to myself, it's better than nothing.
Right.
Right? So it's better than nothing because it's like a mantra. In my mind, I'd rather sell, little bits and pieces because it adds up. An $8 here, $15 there, $20 in a shoe. Oh, I love shoes. My store is just shoes, a lot of shoes, but I'm an everything seller, but my shoes are my passion. I love shoes. So yeah, so
some people just don't want to sell shoes because they're like, ooh, they're worn shoes, and it has that ick factor. But it just all depends on what brand it is and the condition. And I mean, if you find good ones, yeah, go for it. There was a shoe seller I was friends with back in the day, and she had something like 1,500 pairs of shoes. And she had an entire like outbuilding behind her house with all these shoe racks, and it looked like a shoe warehouse. But that was
Imelda Marcos from the Philippines.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. Wouldn't you like to get your hands on some of those shoes? But yeah, I mean, hey, if it works for you, and you have to like it.
Yes, you have to like it. So I remember you saying this, and I actually have a little needle point that says it. It says, "Bloom where you're planted."
Yes.
So in my area, there are not a lot of nice clothes. We don't get, those Lululemon. It's not a lot. There's not a lot of them. There will be some, but there's not a lot of Ralph Lauren. There's not a lot of big names. I can't find those. What I find are shoes. And I have no complaints because I love shoes. Right?
Yeah, so, you have to, go with what you find. When I first started, I was finding all these men's golf shirts. They were everywhere. Right. And so that's what I based my business on at first. And then I graduated to other things, but it's all about, like you said, bloom where you're planted, figure out what is in your area that is plentiful and profitable. And unless you just absolutely hate it and don't want to do it, because that's not going to be, enjoyable and you won't keep up with it.
I love shoes. I love shoes because I find it plentiful in my area. I love cleaning. There's something, maybe I'm just weird that way. I don't have an ick factor. I'm a nurse. So
Oh, right. Yeah, you've seen lots more icky things than shoes.
stuff that we don't discuss on the tables, I've seen those, I've cleaned those, I've dealt with it. I have no ick factor. So with shoes, first of all, I don't pick up shoes that will take forever to clean unless it's very expensive, unless I will make a lot of money out of it. Like the Danner shoes, those combat boots, they would sell 70, 80 higher amount of money. So if they're a little bit muddy, because it's an outside shoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would be more than happy to just, spray it and put it in a basin to loosen up all the muds and, wash it. I have no problem. But if it's a cheaper kind of shoes, because in my mind right now, it's a year and a half of selling. I figured I should have a cut off of how much I would work on one item, right? I would still, there's still some that I will pick up because it's cute, but doesn't sell a lot. But usually now I try to achieve at least $20 profit from a sale. So, because it adds up. But the shoes that I will pick up are usually minimal cleaning. But if I have to clean it, especially on sneakers, the edges of it, if it's white, I have to clean those. For some reason, I find it relaxing and calming.
Yeah, it's whatever you like. And I'm that way with clothing. To me, it's sort of a meditative activity.
Right,
it's not,
right.
I don't feel pressured. I know the product,
you don't have to do, you don't have to think much of, you just wanted to clean it. If it's nice and shiny, or if it's nice and white after you've cleaned it, oh, that's me, I'm done. And all I have to do is take photos of it. I like it. I don't know, I like shoes. So I've sold a lot of shoes in my store. The way I look at it is, I still have a lot of money pile, because I will buy hats and caps and neckties. But in fairness, the neckties that I will buy are name brand neckties, like Brooks Brothers, like, Vineyard Vines, or some high end. But
right.
I don't like taking the photos. So I have a lot of them, and I have Coach bags, one after the other. I get lucky. And that's another thing that I'd always, I'm all for people, what they say about fortune favors the bold. If you really want to find stuff out there, you really should go out and just not hope to find something. You need to look. Because I would find Coach bags on yard sales that are almost closing. I found it. Yeah, they're almost done. I just saw it on the end of their driveway, and nobody's there. It's a young high schooler just manning their board out of her mind. And I asked her, I said, "How much are you asking for the bags?" And said, "How much do you want to pay? $1, $2?" That's what she said, not me. She said $1, $2. I said, okay. So I got all 4 of it, and I got it authenticated on this Facebook group.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, all 4 Coach bags that I bought are all authentic for $2 a pop. And I'm like, you can't be serious. But anyway, my daughter is enjoying one now. So she has the Coach bag. Those 90s type, the leather, unassuming, because I like those kinds of Coach bags. It's unassuming. It doesn't scream big C for Coach,
right? Yeah,
it's the 90s version. So I like those. So I have several of those, but I don't like taking photos. So I have a lot of bags that are there that I know is money sitting in there, but one day I will tackle that. Yeah, and then also, I have this really funny sale. You know how they always say you have to go, and I'm also a proponent of this. You have to go early on a yard sale or a garage sale, so you get the nice stuff.
Yeah, you get first pick.
Exactly. But see, me, I sometimes make bad decisions wherein I will go to this huge community yard sale 45 minutes away from me, because in my mind, there's another community yard sale 20 minutes away from me. I'll go to the far first. So get the nice stuff in there, which unfortunately I didn't get good stuff, from there. So I went back to the place 20 minutes away from me. And this is around 10:30, 11 o'clock. Same place, same neighborhood that I went to. I picked up a jacket. It was an Adidas jacket from the 90s. It's what's the title again? It's for a Bhutan, Bhutan. It has a dragon on it.
Okay.
Anyway, I bought it. I can't remember how much because it's 10:30, 11 o'clock. They're almost at that time. It was getting hot. So I was trying to get a good bit of it from them before they close. So the lady gave it to me. I can't remember, for $10. And then same house, I think the son was selling his shoes. So he has like 3 Converse shoes. It looks like the shoes are high tops, but the Converse is not fabric. The shoes are not fabric. It's like a rain boots.
Oh, okay. Like a vinyl?
Similar, like like rain boots, right? So he had 3 colors or 4 colors of it, yellow, red, an olive green, and a black. So I bought all of it because I was thinking, let me ask how much he's going to give it to me, along with some cold hands and another penguin type of. It's Penguin is the brand, not this type.
Okay.
So I bought the shoes for like $5, the Converse shoes for $5 each. So those Converse shoes sold for $35 each. I sold all of them. And that jacket that I got, I sold it for $193. Yeah, so that Bhutan jacket, it's like a track jacket. It's like a yellow, orange. It's rare. It's hard to find. So I was like, whoa. And I was telling my husband again. So he's like, whoa, 100. Yeah, it's $193. But I always try to remind him, listen, this is not the take home because the fees, because it sounds nice when you sell $200 or $193, but at the end of the day, you realize, oh, hold on, there's fees involved, there's taxes involved,
right?
So I keep on telling him that, and he's like, no, it's still $193 for a jacket. The same, so that's the one house, right? House. This is again the 10:30 to 11. I arrived there because I made a wrong choice of neighborhood to go to. So I went on the other house, same community, and because I work on the phones, I have this headset, and my headset is one of those that are not cheap. It's called, I don't know if you've heard of it, Plantronics.
Yes.
Right. So that's my headset. It's a Plantronics. It has a mic and all of that. So on this other house that I went to, it was almost the end of theirs as well. So there's a lot of folks trying to, have deals with the buyers that are there. And I was looking and I saw this Plantronics headset, but this one doesn't have the ear muffs. It's just a small one. It's like a smaller version. But I looked it up and I was like, ooh, I can probably use it for myself if my other one craps out. So,
right.
And it looks like it hasn't been used at all because it's still on the container, on the sealed container. But I just still want to check because, sometimes they're very good at just retaping it.
Right.
So I asked the lady, I said, hey, quick question. And she's very busy. So she's like, yeah, no. I said, a quick question. Have you used this before? Has it been open? He said, no. I haven't bought that. I haven't used it. I just bought it and decided not to use it. I said, okay, how much are you asking for it? You can have it for $5. I said, okay. Yeah, $5. And I'm like, hey, again, if my headphones that I'm using craps out, I have a $5 replacements that I can use. I went home and I comped it and it was selling for $225. I know. I was like, whoa. So I posted it for 225 and I can't remember. I think I got 195 for that.
Okay, so you did not need a backup at that point.
No, I can buy a cheaper backup.
That's right. Yeah. Good for you.
Yes, in my mind, I always think, you always keep an open mind, what you see, what you know. I know shoes. That's one thing because my kids love, well, my eldest loves shoes and sneakers. So I know shoes. I know headphones, but besides that, don't ask me about, gaming consoles or games. I don't know anything about that. I'm sad, not sad, but I'm ashamed to say I have like 4 VHS DVD players because everybody says to get one because it sells for big bucks. But I have those in my money pile that I haven't even processed yet.
So yeah, you can't get motivated on those. I have stuff like that. Everybody has stuff like that. It's kind of like you pick out what you're drawn to or what will sell for the most and get those listed first. And then we all kind of push things aside like, I gotta list that. I don't really want to. Why did I buy that?
Yeah, but let me go ahead and buy it. Maybe I'll process it next time. I have a lot of silverwares. I have Reed and Barton.
Oh, good.
Silverwares. Yes, and I have Oneida silverwares. They're hard to find, but I bought so much because whenever I see one, I will comp it, and I know it will sell. But in my heart, it's too much stuff to polish, to get ready, to take photos of. You need a really good background for it so it doesn't, shine too much and all that. And I'm thinking,
yeah, those are anything that is reflective or shiny like that it's a challenge to photograph it and not get your reflection and to get the light where it's not, causing a glare. It takes a little more time than you would think.
Take a photo, you have to go on the side so the reflection, the photo doesn't show you on the
right, exactly. And I think I know as I go along in my business, I'm always looking for items that are quick to list because this will sell for $200, but like your antique blanket that took a lot of work to get it clean enough, and it was so big to figure out how you're going to lay it out to photograph it. That was a tough item to start with for a new person.
I know, that's what it took 5 months just to process it because I don't know how to deal with it. I'm like, and then finally when I got the courage to do it, I realized it's big money. I'm like, yes, it's all worth it in the end.
Yes, absolutely, it is worth it. But as you refine this business, especially if you're working a full-time job, you don't have all day to do this stuff. You have to figure out what's the fastest to process and photograph. And, it's a choice.
Right.
If you want to spend 2 hours on one item, that's your choice. You can do that. Or figure out in the future, okay, yeah, I did sell that, but wow, it took a lot of time and effort.
Whatever those small ones that I don't want to deal with, I have a lot of stuffies, plushies, because I thought, ooh, this looks like it's from the 80s. Ooh, this looks so interesting, interesting / ugly. Maybe people will like it. Because, ugly sells. So that's what I've heard. But so, ooh, I like this one. I like that one. And then I realized it's just too much work for so little money on plush. If you don't really get the good ones, it will just sit and sit and sit. And that's when the beauty of yard sales comes into focus. Because ever since I started selling last year, I've had 2 garage sales that actually helped me a lot, because the last 2 garage sales I had, I averaged between $700 to $900 for the stuff that I sell. And it's like stuff that are just sitting here that I don't want to deal with. And right. And my husband, gets a cut because I give him, his SNAP money. And my daughter has a cut for manning as well, keeping eyes out. So everybody's happy and I get money back to buy more stuff.
That's right. You just kind of cycling everything through that revolving door. And I think it's great that you and other sellers have yard sales for your overstock stuff instead of just throwing it away, or you can redonate it, but why not try to make a few bucks on it if you can?
Right. Usually we donate stuff that I don't sell on yard sales, because in my mind, if people don't want to buy it in yard sales, then probably there's just not going to sell at all. So that's when I just redonate them. But I have favorites. I have favorite thrifting stores, that I give it back to, like the one that supports the animals, or the one that supports rehab centers. I like going those. As much as possible, I try not to give it to Goodwill.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
I will buy from Goodwill, but I will not donate from Goodwill. I'll, give it to some other folks or some other stores that I think has more.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to buy from Goodwill, you got to bring your own bag now. So.
Oh, yes, that's how it's been since I started selling last year.
Okay, yeah, I know North Carolina was a little ahead of South Carolina on that. And so now I keep a folded up IKEA bag in my purse, because I always forget to bring my bag. And so I just keep that with me all the time in case I might happen to drop by Goodwill. I have my bag with me because I bought their bags like 4 times.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay.
I carry it myself and I put it inside my truck. Thank you very much. I'm not gonna buy that.
Yeah.
Do you know those blue IKEA bags?
Yeah.
So I think I bought, like, in Charlotte when I went to IKEA, I can't remember, 10, 12 of them. So, and there's a technique in folding them. So I folded all of them and I would have it on the sides of my truck, on the doors.
Yes.
So that it's a get up and go kind of thing. Girl Scout, always ready.
Right. And that you're right. There is a technique in folding them. You have to kind of fold the bottom up into it, and then you fold the sides in, and then you fold the bottom up again, and you get it into this little square, and then you wrap the handles around that. And it's this very compact, very compact little bag. And I bought a bunch of them on eBay just because I'd had some, and they get kind of gross and crappy over time. But yeah, I've got like 10 of them, and I use them for everything. Schlepping stuff everywhere. But it's perfect.
If you're in a thrift shop or in an estate sale and you don't want people to find, to look at your stuff, well, my stuff that I'm buying, it just settles on the bottom, so nobody really can look it up.
Right.
So, yeah, I always bring one of those. But anyway, by the way, I wanted to tell this one in case nobody's aware of it. Are you familiar with those types of dressings for wound dressing? Because I'm a nurse, I'm familiar with it. If you want to look it up, it's called Silver Cell antimicrobial alginate dressing.
Okay, I have not heard of that.
So I'm familiar with it because my father-in-law has the wound. He's diabetic, so he has a wound on his leg. And so he's from Scotland as well. So he would have the dressings when he travels here, and I would usually just change it because I don't mind doing it. So once when I went to an estate sale here, I found it in the bathroom. It's those Silver Cell non-adherent antimicrobial alginate dressing, and it comes in boxes, and each box has 10 of them. It's just imagine it's like 10 big humongous Band-Aids.
Okay.
Right, each box. So I think I saw like 15 boxes of it.
Oh, good.
And, yes, and keep in mind that some dressings as well, when it's if you look for it, they put it in scars, so it lightens up the scars if you have a deep scar.
Okay.
Has hydrocolloid on it. So anyway, I decided, let me pick this up. Let me see, because I knew it. I know it was made in the UK. So I'm like, let me pick this up. And then I started Google lensing it. And then I realized it sells. So I figured, let me go ahead and just buy it. I bought it from the estate sale for $1 a box.
Oh, good.
Right. And then I sold each box for $30 each.
Oh, that's a great flip. Good for you.
It is. And that's what I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should share this because I'm, keep your eyes out for bandages or for dressings, because, if you go to estate sales that people had passed, these are the ones that are always left and sometimes thrown away, but you can use it for, for your first aid kit at home. You can use it, if it's non-opened, you can resell it. And, it just takes it out of the landfill because not a lot of folks are familiar with it. So they'll just pass it by.
Yeah. I mean, the medical supplies, as long as it doesn't have a prescription, anything like the disposable medical supplies, those are good sellers. Because you never know if the person buying them, maybe they don't have insurance, or maybe they just want to get some extras on hand that insurance doesn't pay for, that kind of thing. Yeah, the medical supplies, new and sealed, are good sellers.
Yeah, but I actually bought again on an estate sale because I'm familiar with this medical supplies, right? Because I've worked with it, I've seen it. I knew how it was used, but I'm always conscious of the RX sign. If there's an RX sign, full stop, don't buy it because you can't sell it.
Right.
It's prescription only. That's what RX is, prescription.
Yes.
So I bought this air cushion, those masks for CPAPs, but it's just a mask.
Right.
Right. So it doesn't have any RX on it. But I realized when I was trying to, actually, I got a warning that even though it doesn't have that, eBay for some reason doesn't like it and just gave me a warning.
Well, I think the issue is the keywords, because the machines are definitely not allowed. And some of the supplies are not allowed. And so I think if you have, CPAP in your title, it's just automatically catching that and giving you a warning. I don't think it's a human doing it. It's keyword related. So sometimes you'll find an item and you'll go look up the comps, and like half of them have that red circle. This listing has been removed for a policy violation.
Right.
So like some are getting through, but some aren't. I would not sell that item. I would not risk it, because you do too many of those in a certain time frame and they will close your account. So
right. No, that's true. Just never use the word CPAP. But in any case, I've seen folks that have sold it. But there's not a lot of them.
Yeah, I think, some kind of get through, but when you see so many listings that are removed for a policy violation, it doesn't tell you what the policy violation is. It doesn't say this item is not allowed, or there's a stock photo, or whatever it is. It doesn't tell you. So we have made it to the end of our interview here. I really appreciate you reaching out and wanting to come on the podcast and share. What are you up to this afternoon?
I'm going to be working in 20 minutes.
Working at your nurse job or eBay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Great. Well, then, we better get off here and let you go so you can do your real job.
I like it. It makes me happy, and I think it equalizes me, because nursing is not easy.
No, it's stressful.
It is stressful, whether you're on the phone or you're in front of a patient, or, wherever you're located. Nursing, full stop, is dealing with patients and their concerns and their worries. And this is distressing for me. I like it.
I'm kind of saying that jokingly about your real job, because people who don't get eBay and don't understand it, we know it's a real job, but they'll say, well, what's your real job? So anyway, there's that. So, okay, well, I will let you go and take on your day, and you are doing outstanding as a beginner, and just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll get your husband on board soon enough.
Hopefully. I'll cross it there.
Thanks so much. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Suzanne. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Next week, my guest is the famous Casey Paris, also known as Rockstar Flipper on YouTube. He has been reselling most of his life, and you may be familiar with his YouTube channel, which he started in 2014. We had a great conversation about the evolution of eBay and reselling and the early days of eBay and how his business has grown and changed over the years. So make sure you catch that episode up close and personal with the Rockstar Flipper. Thank you all for supporting this podcast, and I want to remind you again there's always an open casting call for guests from all walks of life and all reselling levels to join me on the show. Don't hesitate to reach out to me if you would like more information. Keep working hard and stay positive. Talk to you next week. Bye, everybody.